What's up? We're live, by the
Howdy, sir.
way. I'm just chilling, man.
How you doing?
I figured just get on here tonight and goof off. So I got Dusty. He's become my little sidekick. He works for a company out of Louisville, so he generally records me. And I had some free time tonight. I figured I'd just jump on here and just hang out and see what's going on. So you said you'd come on, so here you are.
Nice.
See you.
Yeah, I just got to Atlanta a couple hours ago.
Nice. How'd you get roped into those meetings?
It's at the Inspire Brands headquarters.
Okay, that says enough.
Yes, which I've been trying to get out and meet with those guys in person anyway. So what a better time than to put two things together, Safessa and Inspire.
Yeah, if I would have known it ahead of time, I would have taken off Friday because I'm leaving Friday night, probably around midnight, heading to Orlando because we got NAFEM there next week, and
Yeah.
I want to go there and do some things. And the wife, she always likes to travel with me, so if I go somewhere and she can go, she goes. So we're going to hang out in Orlando until NAFEM, and then I'll do NAFEM those 3 days, and then Saturday after that, I'm going up to Atlanta for 5-6 days. I got AHR. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then I'll come back Thursday, come back home. I'm not going to work that week, but
Oh, wow.
it
It's
gets
a lot
better.
of time off for you.
Well, it gets better than that. So I go back the following Monday and have my van inventory. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm in rationale training. And then Friday, I leave for South Carolina to teach a Safessa for a week. So I don't touch my tools again after Friday till the 27th.
For a month almost. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it's going to be bad. My dispatcher, I've been giving her a hard time. I was like, what are you guys going to do without me? She goes, I don't know. I was like, I'm going to come back to complete absolute shit show, aren't I? And she's like, probably. I was like, well, we'll see what happens, man. So
the boat will still float, just won't be as high.
Yeah. It's going to be rough. The biggest problem is we have so many trainees and not enough guys to ride around with. It's a problem we run into right now. So we'll see what happens, but it's going to work out. Got a couple of viewers in here. Got Randy Laz. We got Alexander Figueroa. Alexander's a pretty cool dude. Met him last year. So AHR is going to be a blast. So AHR is kind of weird. Like I went last year because I was in Vegas. Never been to Vegas. Your stomping grounds. And so I went to AHR and had a blast. It doesn't really – it's not focused towards what we do, though. I mean, we're the restaurant side of it. We do refrigeration, and that's part of the AHR thing, but there's nothing really there designed directly towards us, like NAFEM and NRA, stuff like that, is directly, relatable. So,
yeah.
But there's a lot of companies there that, make parts for companies we deal with and stuff like that. So it's just a cool experience to go to. So I'll probably go every year. I do some stuff with some tool companies, and, I meet up with them, talk to them, and I'm actually in a competition in one of their booths, so it's just a fun time. You get to see a lot of cool people.
What does AHR stand for? I'm gonna set my phone up instead of
don't quote me, but I think it's like air conditioning, heating, and refrigeration. I may be way off basis here. Actually, let me Google it. But I'm not sure exactly what it stands for, to be honest.
Huh.
Let me see.
Well, it's good that you're getting involved in the industries, though, into the different trade shows.
Yeah.
Going, hanging out, passing out the stickers that you got.
Yeah, I'm pass out stickers. I got business cards. Steven designed me some business cards. I reached out to him. I was like, hey, I'm designing these business cards. And he's like, that's too busy. It's terrible. You know how Steven is.
Yeah, I need some more stickers to put on my laptop. I only have one on here right now because I had to take another one off recently.
So I'll have some with you next week. So I'll give you some of the mirrored ones. It stands
nice.
The International Air Conditioning, Heating, and Refrigeration Expo. So
pretty close.
Yeah, I can't be crucified too much for that one. So
nope.
But man, it's huge, man. It was in Vegas last year, and I walked the 2 days and didn't see everything.
Where was it at in Vegas? Was it at the convention center?
Yeah, the convention center.
Okay, so that's pretty big then.
Oh yeah, it was absolutely huge.
They're doing it at the convention center.
So it rotates. Like it goes to Vegas, Chicago, Atlanta, and Orlando. So it's like always it rotates every year. It's in one of those 4 cities. So
I lost my ears. Give me a second.
Oh, you're good. So how was the symposium, Alexander? I wanted to make it, man, but I just got too much going on this year. It falls right in that busy time with a bunch of other trade shows and stuff. So hopefully I can make it next year. Freezing in Chicago. I'm in Indiana, man. It's freezing. It snowed like 7 inches today. It
There
was
we go.
it was a little miserable. It wasn't that light, fluffy snow. It was like super wet, like slush. So you can't even have fun in it.
Those are crappy snows.
Oh, dude, it's just it was like 50 degrees yesterday. I was like, oh, this is gonna suck. Because anytime it gets warm, it gets cold, it's gonna be bad. And I figured it was gonna snow a bunch, and it did, but it was so thick and so slushy. It's like slush. You step in it and it just goes away. You're like, this is nasty.
Yeah.
You don't deal with snow very often in your area, though.
I don't. Thank goodness. We might get a light dusting here or there, but it's gone within the next little blow of the wind.
I seen you were
been kind of nice with that.
Were you in Florida a couple weeks ago?
I was. I'm actually going to be relocating to Florida in end of May.
That's what I was going to ask you, but I didn't know if I should ask you on here or not. I seen you guys looking at stuff. I was like, oh, he's moving. So what part are you looking at?
We're looking at Tampa, so actually north of Tampa, up in like Safety Harbor, Newport Richey area. So I travel a lot, and my wife has always wanted to live by the beach, and so I figure let her live where she has to live all the time, whereas I travel around all the time. So.
Yeah, so that's cool.
And it was pretty nice.
I thought I'd seen something hitting around about that, but I wasn't sure. So
yeah, it's pretty nice out there. We went out there, been out there a couple of times just to make sure it's a place we like and we could deal with it in the humidity, because I've always lived in dry climate. And going out there in the middle of summer, we went out there in August because everybody was saying, go out there in August. It's the hottest, the most humid, blah, blah, blah. It really didn't feel that bad. It didn't feel as bad as Orlando in April. I've been in Orlando a couple of times in April, and it was god-awful.
Oh, it gets bad there. So like 7 years ago, I went down to Pensacola to help out for a week. And it was like late June. And I got stuck doing PM to help out. And I was on the roof, and it literally rained, and the sun would come out, and I'd be on this roof, and I was like, why did I volunteer to do this? I was like, if I was going to do this, I should have done it in like January, not June, July. It's just miserable. I was like, this is terrible. And ever since then, Russell always tries to get me moved down there. Anytime I'm complaining about something, well, I'll take you down to Florida. I'm like, whatever, dude, leave me alone.
Yeah. It was pretty shocking to go down there in August and it wasn't super humid, and we didn't really feel a lot of humidity, but the weather was beautiful. The atmosphere, just, everybody says, Florida's on its own time. Florida time, it's a little bit slower. You could definitely feel that down there. So looking forward to some slower paced living than crazy, always busy on the move Las Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas is fun to visit, but I don't think I could live there. And I say the same thing about Florida too. I mean, I'm from Indiana, so it's really laid back and chill here. And I don't know. I mean, I go to Florida several times a year, and I don't know. It's fun, but it's always fun on vacation.
Yeah, it's always fun on vacation. So yeah, I'll be out there by the end of May. Should be fun.
Sweet. I don't have anything.
So what else you got going on training wise for Cefessa? You're just doing another refrigeration class for him?
Yeah, I do. I'm doing February. I prefer to do the February one versus November, because November is like peak hunting season. That's like perfect. Like that's like 100% like go week is always that week for hunting season. And it's like, here's Cefessa refrigeration training. I'm like, so they asked me like, hey, which Cefessa do you want next year? I was like, I want the spring one. I was like, I don't want the fall. You guys aren't getting me in the fall again, because I had an opportunity to go hunt some private land with a guy I do some stuff with, and I had to turn it down because I was out of town, and I was like, this is ridiculous.
Oh, that sucks.
It is what it is. I mean, if I had my way, I'd be like, hey, why don't you schedule in December? But then they're thinking of holidays and everything else. And I mean, they pretty much make their schedule a year and a half in advance, so it is what it is. I understand. I'm not beating them up for it.
Yeah. Is it
cool
basic refrigeration, or is it advanced?
No, it's basic. It's entry level stuff. So the guys don't have to have much experience. They have to have their EPA, and they have to have some electrical experience and stuff like that. And we give them a pre-test when they start, and I go over it and see where where everyone falls at, and then the test is really just to gauge what they learn. it's not really a pass or fail type of situation. So just see what they've learned, see what they picked up. But it's basic. I mean, we start with basic thermodynamics, the refrigeration cycle, tools, brazing. I mean, it's just basics of everything. It's a good time.
Nice.
I'm trying to be more prepared. It's just that's the story of my life, to be more prepared. I mean, work and everything else I can handle, but that it's like they want it structured so well into a T, and it's hard for me to do. So
yeah,
we got
you can
Joe
talk
Block.
with Brian Millard in Des Moines.
Yeah, they're probably going to need another refrigeration
HVAC apprentice teaching. I think he does year 3 and 4.
Does he?
Yeah.
For
He's
a
got
union
a pretty good curriculum down. No, for a local tech college.
Oh, that's cool.
So they have to do, I guess it's a 4-year apprentice class program. And he teaches year 3 and 4.
I tried to hook him up with somebody that's like a genius. I'm like, hey, because they were talking about doing an advanced class. And I was like, if you do, you need, I was like, I can't do it. I was like, I don't do, you need someone that does refrigeration every single day. I said, it's not going to be me. I can't do it. I said, you're going to need someone, really smart. And so I don't know if they're going to do that. They're still trying to figure out what they're going to offer. I'm trying to work with some manufacturers to get them a walk-in box. Right now, we don't have a walk-in cooler to test. And, some of the stuff's outdated, and it'd be nice to have a walk-in, get them out there and show them, this is how you build it. This is, how you check things on it versus some of the small stuff we work on in there. And so we have a couple meetings set up, next week. Me and Dan are going to talk to a couple people and maybe see what works out with that. Nice. I mean, it's a not-for-profit, so it's a tax write-off. I mean, so even, whatever we can get, it's going to help out. So that'll be cool.
And is it Jay McFadden, I believe, from
American Panel? No.
Yeah. No. Colpack, I think he's at. He's going around doing trainings right now.
Oh, yeah. I seen him. He was down at Casper's this week. He was in Florida.
Yeah.
Madden.
Yeah, Maiden.
Yeah.
Madden. Yeah, he's doing those
he
trainings.
He was down at Casper's and working. Jason Latimer was down there talking about. He called me yesterday, and I didn't get back to him. I was at the gym and working out, and I forgot to get back to him. So we got Joel Block in here. Have you ever talked to Joel? He's a tech out of the Minneapolis branch.
Pretty sure I've talked to him at least once. I watched your guys' video.
Yeah, he was a real cool interview, man. He's a real good guy. I reached out to Ed afterwards. I was like, this dude. I was like, he's a really cool dude. He's got a really good story. I was like, man, he was cool. I was like, this is what we need more people like Joel. From telling their story about how they got involved and and what this career can do. I mean, it's just like any other career. You're not gonna like it some days, but I mean, most of the days I get treated really well, and it's a blast. So
yeah, it's got its ups and downs, that's for sure.
Yeah, Joel says hi.
Hey, Joel. It's a crazy world. He came from Portland, right? He was hired by Tim Foley. Worked with Alicia for a while, then moved out to Minneapolis.
Yep.
I love Alicia's story too. If you ever can get her on and do an interview with her, listening to her story of growing up in the business.
Yeah, I need to. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do more stories of people, how they got into it, that have background, but I also need to go. I'm trying to get, like, last week I had Brendan Daly from Garland. I'm trying to get more technical guys on there too, because those seem to do pretty well. People like that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to mix it up fairly well. So the Brendan episodes did really well, and I learned a lot. And I was nice. I didn't record live with him. That way, if I messed up or he messed up, we could delete it and start over. So I could cut it out. But no, Brendan's a good guy, and I mean, he had a pretty cool story too. He started off. I mean, he had a family-owned business he worked for, and then took it over and then sold it, and then worked his way into Well-Built, with Garland, and he's now the service director. He was global service manager, now he's service director, and I've had a pretty good relationship with him just because he actually trained me for the train-the-trainer program years ago, and I just made a connection. He's always been really cool. So
nice.
But he also reaches out to me if he has a problem with a branch. He's like, hey, who's the manager of this branch? How can I get a hold of them? And or be like, hey, what do you know about this technician? Yeah, I'm like, oh boy, what'd they do? I'm like, okay, let me look it up, see where they're at, and see what they can do. And it's weird. So
I get that with some customers too that I don't even deal with on the daily. I'll just get a text out of the blue or a call. What the heck's going on with this call? All right. Well, I need the address. Let me look into it.
Yeah, I don't help anybody out. I don't give any bad information. I'm like, okay, this is how you reach out to this person, or he'll be like, who's this? He's like, they emailed me. He's like, but I don't know where they're from or what it's about, and I'll just look at it and be like, oh, they're out of this branch. Okay, I mean,
yeah.
I don't hear back. I'm like, well, hopefully I didn't do anything I wasn't supposed to do. So.
Yeah, well, I'd rather hear from that customer to me than have it go above and then come down to us.
Yeah,
as it sometimes does.
So Joel says Alicia and him grew up together in the business. That's cool.
Yeah, that is her story is just amazing.
I'll have to reach out to her.
I still never met Tim in person. All the times I've been out in Portland, I've never met him face to face.
So BigClive.com says, I wonder how many people got into it by accident. Joel said accident. Yeah, he ended up working at Huffman by accident. I didn't have no desire to do this. My dad did it, and I was an electrician, and just the company he worked for got bought out, and he didn't want to be part of Ecolab. When they were buying everybody out, he didn't want to be part of that GCS, and he left and got me his job, and it just one thing led to another, and it's just snowballed and turned into one hell of a career.
It's nice when we can follow in our father's footsteps sometimes.
Yeah, it worked out, man, because I struggled a lot of times, and I didn't get the best of training. I mean, I got like 2 weeks, kicked out and figure it out, but luckily, he took care of me. And there's some other guys that he knew from, working with them for years that took care of me. Hell, Greg Smith, he's a technician I work with. He's trying to retire. He's on the verge of trying to go, part-time for a while and retire, but he was friends with John. So even when I came here, I had it pretty made, some senior techs that, looked out after me. So it worked out.
Yeah. I got into the restaurant industry just by accident, we'll say too. I was 14 years old and trying to follow in my dad's footsteps. He was a foreman on a landscaping irrigation company. And he's like, you want to make some extra money? Come to work with me. So I went to work with him one day, and he still says to this day it was the hardest dirt he had ever had to pickaxe through to get a sprinkler line run. And he had me trying to pick that out. And I did it one day. I said, I'm going to go take this restaurant job at A&W. I can't do this. It's too much. That was my accident into restaurants versus following in Dad's footsteps.
Man, I swore growing up, I was like, I'm never going to work in a restaurant. I'm never going to work fast food. And that's all I do every single day. I go in there. Now I'm not flipping burgers. Well, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I can't say that I haven't cooked food at a restaurant because I'll be sitting there and like the timer's going off or, they're busy and I'm just standing in the way. I'll reach over and help them out. I mean, I'm not too proud to say.
Let me grab that fry basket out for you. It ain't that hard.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like that thing's beeping. I'm looking around. I'm like, no one's grabbing this thing. I'm hitting that tire, pulling out, dumping it. I'm like, I didn't salt them. Go ahead. Just leave me alone. This thing's not beeping no more. That's all I wanted.
Yeah. So one of the things I'm really interested in seeing at NAFEM next week is the automation stuff. So we saw a little bit of it at NRA, obviously. Yep. But I think NAFEM's probably going to hold a lot more of that automation where you could just hit a button and it runs through that entire cycle and pulling the basket, dumping it, salting it for you, and re-grabbing the next basket of fries to drop.
Yeah, I'd like to see some of that too. So I've got
That's a lot of stuff you guys are going to be working on here pretty soon.
I know. I want to get ahead of it. So that's just my personality. So I've got 500 business cards and 500 stickers. I'm giving them to everybody I can. Try to get my name out there and try to do as much as I can.
Nice.
I mean, I understand it's not going to be a whole lot of technical guys there. I mean, that's a bad thing. It's mostly probably sales and marketing people. So I'm not sure how many technical guys will be there, but if I could make some connections and it weasels my way into something else, I will.
Well, I know even at NRA, there were a lot of the technical guys there from those manufacturers.
Yeah, you just got to find the right ones.
For the restaurants to come and watch. So this being dealers and whatnot, that should probably see some tech guys there.
So Stuart Ryman says, mine was pretty much by accident. My brother worked in parts and I needed a job. Stuart started with no experience as a helper, and now 11 years later, heck, we were trained better than on McDonald's grills than most of the managers. It's amazing how many of the managers don't even know how to run a grill or something like that. It's pretty funny. Stuart, who do you work for? I'm trying to think. I've seen you around. I can't remember who you work for. So, Big Clive, they do have totally automated fry makers, but there's a point that they get too complex. Yeah, they had them years ago and they changed them, but it's coming back with a vengeance. There's some companies doing some stuff right now for some major. Okay, Hagar. That's what I thought. I wasn't sure if it was Hagar or someone else. But there's some major players coming in for these robots, especially for some brands out there. So
yeah, and I know we had like back in the day automated basket lifts and whatnot, and we've got a large chain customer right now we're dealing with, and they're getting rid of those things as they go out because they don't want to spend the $6, $7, $8 to replace the actuators to pull up those baskets when they can just replace them with manual basket hangers.
Yeah, I always so I'll say it. Taco Bell has corporate stores have basket lifts, and non-corporate stores have manuals. So it's weird. I mean, I get the franchisees; they let them pick, but it's just, I mean, I really don't have much problems with the basket lifts as long as they clean the shafts. So the shafts get greasy and it's gum up and it gets stuck in that brass bushing and it causes some issues, but it's not too bad.
Gotta clean the things to begin with, the whole outside, not just that specialty part.
Oh yeah. They that's a whole nother story. I mean,
yeah,
they don't let the people do boil outs, so their fryers get pretty bad, and it all adds up. So
yeah.
Randy last started at HVACR 2000. I've been with the same company ever since. That's cool, man.
Wow.
I've been with General Parts coming up 12 years. I bounced around. I did 3 years at GCS, bounced around for 2 years, ended up here, and I plan on retiring from here. So I can't really complain.
It's like a marriage. You got good days, you got bad days, you got arguments, you got makeup sessions.
Yeah, I mean, and I mean, I will tell anybody anything. I'll be 100% honest with anybody. You know, I've had offers to make more money other places, but they're not going to do the things they got to do here. They're not going to, you know, let me teach us the FESA. They're not going to support, you know, this kind of stuff I do. They're not going to, you know, let me go to NRA. They're not going to, you know, the list can go on and on. I mean, I get so many opportunities here that I wouldn't get a lot of other places. So I'm fortunate, and I'm trying to just repay them back how I can, you know, spreading the word on what we do and getting it out there, trying to grow the tech pool and that kind of stuff. So Big Clyde says AMF, the Bowling Company automated burger outlet, a very long time ago. There's a video of it on YouTube. I'll have to look for that.
What was that?
He said that AMF, the Bowling Company, experimented with a totally automated burger outlet a very long time ago. He said there's a video of it on YouTube. So I'll have to go look that up and check that out.
Wow.
That'll be kind of cool. I'll have to look and see what kind of technology it was.
McDonald's just opened up their fully automated McDonald's in Dallas.
Is that the one with the little elevator and everyone's losing their minds? Like just hands, you got to reach in and grab a bag. And people
I don't know if it's got an elevator. I think there was a Taco Bell in Minneapolis that did that. They have like 4 drive-through lanes.
Mm-hmm.
And so all the food comes out like on a conveyor, drops off. But apparently this McDonald's in Dallas is fully automated. Look that up.
Oh boy, that sounds like a whole lot. I'll have to look that up.
McDonald's fully automated store. Fort Worth, Texas.
That's nuts.
Automated conveyor belt brings it to the window.
You pretty much have to have a guy there all the time, it sounds like, just to work on stuff.
I would think.
But the problem is, we know this. I mean, 95% of the problems in a restaurant are user-induced.
Hmm?
I mean, I'm not beating up on McDonald's. It's just everyone knows McDonald's. McDonald's has their stuff down to an exact science. And if that exact science is followed, nothing ever goes wrong. It's just people don't follow that exact science. I mean, and there's so many restaurants that are just like that. I mean, you're still going to get, you know, breakdowns and stuff, but a lot of it's just neglect on people, you know, not filtering, not changing filter paper. It's just amazing what people do. I mean, everyone will tell you in this field, if it wasn't for dumb people, I mean, we wouldn't need half as many techs we have. I mean, I don't think they're dumb. I think they're just lazy. They don't care. I mean, it is what it is in the restaurants a lot of times.
Oh, there's training is such a key thing that there's so much turnover in restaurants. You know, when you look at the operations side, even in the restaurants I managed, you know, you could have 200 to 300% turnover a year, and you're trying to train those people every day on how to. For me, it was cleaning a pasta cooker. You know, there was so much folklore involved with how to clean a pasta cooker. It was ridiculous. It's like you'd walk in there like, who showed you how to do that? That is not the way you do it. oh, this is the way Tom told me to do it. He's been doing it for years.
Yeah, and that's why I always had to go out there and unclog that thing, man.
Yeah.
It's amazing what starch and limescale can do to a drain.
Yep. And they would say, vinegar. Just use vinegar. Pour a cup of vinegar in there and let it boil for 5 minutes. That doesn't clean out the oil. That doesn't clean out the grease. It doesn't do anything to it, but make it smell like vinegar in your restaurant.
Dude, those drain lines would always be clogged. I'd go in there just hating life. I'm like, am I gonna be able to blow it out? Am I gonna have to take this apart? What's it gonna take?
And when you blow it out, are you also gonna blow out all the stuff that's in the floor drain right up in your face?
Yeah. Well, that, I'm like, okay, is it clogged before the overflow or after the overflow? Do I got to plug the overflow and blow it out? Do I plug the drain and blow it out? It's just like, It's like you get there and, drain's clogged. They're still using it. They're like, oh my gosh. So this thing's 190 degrees and I got to figure out how to get, how am I going to clog this thing? I'm like, this sucks.
Yep, it does.
Right now, I mean, they're battling limescale and their little steamer things they got now. And it's just.
I've seen some pictures of those bad boys with all that scale buildup on it. And you guys are having to drill out the ports. And
well, at first they were like, they wouldn't let us do it. They were like, nope, not warranty. And then it came back like 3 months later. Oh, go ahead and do it. We're covering it. I'm like, oh, that went over real well, didn't it, guys?
Yeah. I think I was talking with them at NRA about their water filtration system. They were going to
me and you were there
to those units. Yeah, we were talking with them about the water filtration. They were going to be adding on to those units. I mean, I hope they have because I've seen less calls for it.
They need straight RO water. They don't care about sensing a water level or nothing. Just straight RO water right in and be done with it.
That was funny. That was the issue we had with our pasta cookers when we did have an RO system in the restaurant.
It was too clean.
It was too clean. We had to dump salt in there just to give it something.
Yeah, you'd have to mix in a little bit. RO water is actually like it will actually eat. If you have pure RO water, it will actually eat stainless, like the welds in stainless.
Really?
Yeah. So like I've seen it in combis, not very many, but like the pure RO water will actually attack the welds and it'll start to rust. It's crazy.
Wow. Is that just maybe a different type of stainless steel that's being used for the welds versus the sheet?
It's just whatever they're using for the welds, I think, is what it attacks. It's not the same purity as a pure stainless steel. I'm not sure. I don't know welding, so it's hard telling what it could be. I mean, it eats it up. So I'm like, you're not supposed to drink pure RO water either. I think it's not acid. I think it's a base. But once you get too far one direction, it becomes bad. You gotta. So.
And that's like combi ovens aren't supposed to have RO water, right?
Yeah, it depends. Like you want some blended in. Like the ones that have boilers have to sense the water somehow. So they all have a probe system or a float system. So they got to be able to sense the water. So if it's too pure, there's no hardness in there, and it won't conduct electricity, and it can't sense. So like if it has a boiler, you gotta add a little bit back into it, but the non-boilerless ones don't care. Like the little spritzers, like Combo Therms and some of the few others have spritzers, and they don't care. Now, like your combis, if you have a boiler unit, I'm not gonna pick on anybody, but if you have a boiler unit, the hardness in the water actually comes out in the boiler. So like you have to descale the boiler occasionally, and some manufacturers have a cleaning process that does it on its own if it's followed properly. But the problem comes like with your spritzer units. If you don't have really good water, that hardness actually comes out in the steam because that water is just spritzed. It's just dumped into the cooling fan, not the cooling fan, the circulation fan. It's atomized and it's blown into the elements or heat exchanger, and that steam is then just circulated over the cabinet. The problem is that lime scale is not coming out in the boiler; it's coming out in the cavity. So a lot of times you'll see the white lime scale film like on the glass, the walls, and that kind of stuff. So that's when the water becomes an issue with the boilerless ones. It sticks to everything, but if you don't clean it, it's gonna build up and it's gonna look like shit.
Yeah, I know. I've seen a few of those looking pretty nasty.
Yeah, it don't take long.
Pretty chalky.
Yeah, if they get crappy water, man, I've got calls that ovens like 2 months old. We can't see inside the window. I'm like, you guys ever clean this? Well, no, we got filters. I'm like, and that's another thing. They have these carbon filters. I'm like, it's not meant for lime scale. It's meant to take the chlorine out of the water. It's meant for taste. It does nothing for. I mean, I don't know who sells these people some of these filters sometimes. I'm like, that's not going to do anything.
Yep.
So Stuart Ryman says RO water will pull the minerals out of the metal. Yep. Joe Block, it's like super pure. It wants to eat stuff. I wonder if it's good to drink. I heard don't drink pure RO water, especially. Yeah.
Well, I know all the Starbucks locations typically have an RO system in them.
Yeah, they blend some back in because their machines have probes in them, so it has to sense a certain amount. So there's some blended back in. Now their water, they have a pretty impressive RO system in the back, but it blends some back in, so it's not super. I mean, it's pure, but it's got to have some hardness, or their machine won't work right. So,
okay. I'm excited to meet all these other technicians at NRA too that keep commenting that they're going to be there and see you.
NAFEM,
like Jason and NAFEM.
Yeah,
Jason and the USG Tech 24 guy, Dylan.
Oh yeah.
Dylan Taylor.
Yeah. Jason's he's pretty much working the entire time, so he's got a pretty tight schedule. We're gonna hook up at some point. I want to record with him, so we'll see. There's another ILS or something off of Instagram. He's on LinkedIn too. I'd have to look and see what exactly his name is. Like Intelligent something service. He's down in the Tampa area as well. So they're going to be there.
IST1.
Yeah, IST1. That's a.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I saw he's going to be there as well. I'm looking forward to meeting him in person.
Yeah, I'm anxious to. I was trying to get Jason to come to AHR. It just didn't work out. I was trying to get Jason to be my co-host for the longest time. I was trying, and he was trying for this, this promotion at work and stuff, and he was just too worried about it being a conflict and stuff. And I'm like, man, I was like, I'm watched by a $2 billion a year company. I said, I can't be doing dumb stuff on here, man. I was like, that ship sailed a long time ago for me. I've learned my lesson. I said a couple of things that weren't even bad that got me in trouble. I said, and everything's positivity. I'm not beating up on nobody anymore because I don't want to risk it. It's just, there's too many relationships, that not just me, but General Parts and PT have developed that you can jeopardize. I was like, I'm not trying to jeopardize any relationships. I mean, I like everything I have going on. So, but he's agreed to come on. I got to get questions out to him in advance and stuff. So I just got to get around to it. I was hoping he'd do AHR because I'm actually recording an episode there. I was trying to get someone in our industry to join, but I couldn't get anyone 100% sure it was going to be there. So I ended up hooking up with Viega, the press company that makes press fittings and stuff, and their social media guy I'm friends with. He's going to jump on, so it'll be cool.
Nice. And AHR is in Atlanta?
Yep.
All right. That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I got a restaurant I need you to go by while you're out here. Try some vegan food. I just had it tonight. It was mind-blowing.
Send me this information. I'll let my wife go. My wife, she's with me for 2 weeks, so we'll be coming to Atlanta on Saturday. I've got an event Sunday night, and then I got an event Tuesday night. So Monday night I'm free. I'll probably find something, and then Wednesday night I'm free. So I got a little bit of free time, so I'll figure something out.
Nice. It's a fast food vegan concept that has been on Shark Tank.
Really?
Really good.
I'll check it out. Send me information later. I'll definitely check it out. I'll eat vegan. I don't care. It was fun. I had a blast at NRA. I was like, screw it. I won't let you be the only one. I'll have a vegan burger. Why not?
Yeah, I had this place tonight. It was wow. I've been dying to finally get out to Atlanta and try it. They're supposed to be opening up other restaurants around the country, but nothing near Vegas. So
yeah, you don't have to worry about that here for long. So.
Yeah. Tampa has a ton of vegan concepts as well.
It wouldn't surprise me. It's a huge area, man.
Yeah. It is.
We may run over, I don't know. I think we're going to run over to Daytona because Daytona's like an hour from Orlando. I think we may run over there for one day. We go to Daytona every year for Jeep Beach, and we want to go over there and check out some of the condos we stayed at in the past because we go in April and then make sure because some of that area got tore up pretty bad with one of the storms. So
yeah,
I know the one place we stayed at doesn't have a pool no more. And then the restaurant that was on the pier right next to it, like half the restaurant fell off to the ocean.
Oh, wow.
So my wife was going to see how bad it is. So
yeah, it'd be good to go check that out beforehand so you're not trying to see it through pictures.
Yeah, I don't even know if we're going to go. I mean, because we hadn't booked and then the hurricane hit and I was like, man, everything's going to go sky high because, limited ability is going to be way down. because a lot of the buildings got destroyed, tore up, and they couldn't rent out and stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I may wait a year and try to do something in the fall. I don't know. I think her friends trying to get us to do a cruise, so I may end up going that route too.
Yeah, that was the other reason for moving to Vegas or moving to Tampa from Vegas is we've done everything we can really do in Vegas. And do anything else, you got to drive, 3-4 hours this way, 4 hours that way, 4 hours that way. And we've run out of things to do, but you go to Tampa and there's so much to explore in Florida.
Yeah.
Everything's within, 2 to 3 hours.
Have to find you a gun club while you're down there.
Oh, definitely. I already got one picked out right across the parking lot for my daughter's tattoo school.
That's awesome. So your daughter's going to tattoo school, huh?
Yes. She's going to hopefully be able to add some stuff to me eventually.
Dude, I want a sleeve. I've always wanted one. And my problem is my arms always get scratched and tore up and burnt, sticking them in stuff. And once it's healed, it'd be all right. But getting it to where it's healed, and it's
hell, I didn't even know I had hair on my arms till I got out of restaurants.
Yeah, I'm terrible. I mean, my trainee, my son's with me. He's like, I can't stick my arm in there. I'm just like, watch out. And he's 20 years old and scrawny. And I just jam my arm in there. And I was like, he's like, how do you do that? I'm like, I've been doing it 16 years now. It's just second nature at this point.
That's the same. You'd get restaurant hands working in restaurants, but now I can't.
Oh,
I can barely hold a hot cup of coffee without my hand hurt.
Picking up pans and stuff, hot pans, and
yeah,
I go to the Mexican restaurant
pans right out of the warmer, right out of the steam table, just fine. But now, like I said, can't even pick up a hot cup of coffee without going, "Ooh, that's hot."
Yeah, I go to the Mexican restaurant. And they sit down the steaming plate. They pull it out of the oven, the cheese nut or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, it's hot." I just grab it and slide it over to the next person, and people just look at me like I can't feel my fingers. They're just burnt so many times. It is what it is. It's part of it. So. Electrolux combis have a parameter to make the water probes more sensitive to RO. Yeah, you can do quite a bit on Electrolux. I think the new rationale is you can change a lot of the water too. I know they've had some issues where the tanks wouldn't sense water and it's overflow, and there's a setting you can change in there. I haven't done too much iCombi stuff yet, so I got training on it, so I'll get more into it.
Is that what your training is next month?
Well, yeah, the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yep, it's iCombi, iVario stuff. I'm rationale certified. I haven't had any training on the iCombi, iVario, so I'll install them and do basic startup and stuff. I haven't messed with them much. I'll do some of the stuff on them, but I just haven't done it a lot of times. So
yeah,
I don't mind.
They look a lot different when I see panels off, and even the water and electrical and drain and everything is in a different spot. So it's not we have a customer that we bid doing the installs, and they told us it was like for like, and then they ended up switching to the iCombi in the middle of the agreement, and then we had to go back to them going, this is not like for like anymore.
No,
have to do a lot more work on the drain and water line.
And it's not a restaurant either, is it?
It is not.
Yeah, I've had to do some. The problem is their in-source guys will get impatient and think they can install them, and then they lose parts and throw stuff away they shouldn't. And then I'm go there and start it up. I'm like, hey, where's this at?
Yeah, this is for another box retailer though.
Oh, okay.
That doesn't have inside guys, but they still like to lose things.
Yeah.
They get the stacking kit with it, but they don't always keep them together.
Well, I have a problem taking out there's an inside, this has a grease collection, and they put it inside the oven before they ship it. And they come up missing. I'm like, who opened this up? Oh, nobody. I'm like, no, this is all these boxes. I was like, this was wrapped up. Someone opened it up. I'm like, where's this box at? Oh, we don't know. We don't see it anywhere. And I searched the entire stock room, the deli area, and I can't ever find it. I'm like, oh, this is expensive. Oh, we just need it. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
They don't care. Taz might, but the people at the store don't care. I don't think he's in here anymore, so I can say his name.
He is an awesome guy. I love working with
Taz is great. He's helped me out in the past. I'm like, hey, I couldn't find something at a store. It was a unit, and part of it didn't show up. I'm like, dude, where's this at? He went and he found the order. He's like, it's on a UPS truck. It's going to be there today. And then he called me he messaged me 30 minutes later. He's like, hey, it just got delivered. It's up front. So I had to go up front, and sure enough, there was a big rationale box up there from UPS, and took it to the back, finished the job. I was like, man, it pays to know people.
It does. It does. It's all about the partnerships, all about the friendships that you make.
Yep.
He's actually coming to NAFEM as well.
Yep. So I'm excited to meet him. I wanted to go to the Fed conference last year, and I was on vacation, and I told Gary, because I had 2 weeks vacation. I was like, I'll go to vacation, just fly me from Vegas to Arizona, and then from Arizona to Florida. I'll just meet up with everybody. I'll just miss a couple days. And Gary's like, nope, you're going for family. I was like, damn it, man.
Yeah. I don't think I'm not going to be able to make NRA this year because it's too close to our moving date.
I haven't heard whether I'm allowed to go yet or not. I'm trying. I've already got it requested off the Friday before and the Monday after, so we'll see.
We'll see.
I want to go back up to Parks Center, walk around, hang out with them again, and do some content stuff with them. Joel Block, I'm out, guys. Early morning jail job tomorrow. Enjoy your time. Thanks, Joel, for hanging out. I'm sure I won't be on too much longer. I was up at 4 a.m. this morning.
Be safe.
Have fun at the jail.
Yeah. Those in airports have to be some of the most difficult things to actually get to your job, right?
Some of the jails are hilarious. Like there used to be a jail in Muncie. They changed it now, but it literally, like, you pulled up a ramp and you let them know who you were, and they opened an overhead door and you just pulled right in. You pulled your van in, and the kitchen was right there, like through a door. So you just like park your van inside the jail and you just walk right over there. And like some jails, like there's one in south of Indy. I do the rationale work, and you just pull up to the back door, and it's a buzzer, and you ring it, and they see you in the camera, and you look at the camera and show them who you are, and show them your ID. They buzz a door and just let you right into the kitchen.
Wow.
Like, this is insane. And like, you gotta go out, you just tell the lady inside, and she just hits a button, let you out and in. They'll actually just tell you to prop the door open. Like,
it must be a lower security place.
Oh yeah, it's just a small town jail, but it's funny. And I've had some where like you have to have everything inventoried. It just depends on where you're at. Yeah, like Stuart said, it just depends on which jail and airport, what day it is. I had a woman's prison. The first time I went there, they're like, "Oh, pull her out of the gate," and they let me pull through the gate right back to the kitchen, let me in there. The next time I came back, I tried that, and they like flipped out on me. And then the third time I came back, they're like, "No, you could have all this other stuff." I'm like, "Why is it different every time I'm here?" I was like, the first time they let me drive right back there, they're like, "Who let you do that? That's against blah 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 blah." I'm like, "I don't know, man." I'm like, "Just let me go fix this thing so I never have to come back again."
Yeah. Gosh. Yeah, I'm actually gonna have to jump off pretty soon too.
Yeah, I just wanted to come on and hang out and just see what everyone's up to. So I guess we go ahead and call it tonight. I'll be in Orlando Saturday. I don't know when you're coming in. Probably Tuesday night.
JR and I get in on Tuesday.
I'm staying. I'm not sure where I'm staying. Just get a hold of me. Plan on hanging out. I know Gary's coming.
I got a Greek restaurant I want to take as many people to as I can.
I got my wife with me, so she finally agreed to come. If I go to NRA, I'm making her go there too. So we'll see.
I wish I could travel with my wife. That'd be fun.
Well, sometimes she does, sometimes she doesn't. Man, I tried getting her to go. I tried getting her to go to Cefesa, and I wish she would have now since I won the award.
She was just trying to call me, so I cut out.
Oh, you're good. I'll let you go, man. But thanks for hopping on here and just catching up, man. I'll see you next week.
Problem. I'll see you next week.
See you.
Thank you, sir.
So military bases are like that too. One time it was bomb dogs inspections. The next week is, do you know where you're going? Head on in. Yeah, I don't get it. It's different everywhere you go. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm gonna jump off here. I'm gonna get up at 4 a.m. and work out again. I just wanted to get on here and hang out and just see what's going on. So, I appreciate everybody stopping by and hanging out. Take care, everybody.